The man you see in front of you is Mark Collette. He's speaking about what he thinks will happen in Great Britain as Indigenous Britons increasingly become a minority. Here he is.
Well, I'd start by saying that white Britons are already a minority in cities like London, Birmingham, and Leicester, and by 2060, white Britons will be a minority in the country as a whole. And when that happens, there will be major changes. Major changes not just in the demographic makeup of the UK, but in the way that people are treated. When we become a minority, we won't be a treasured minority. We won't be a special minority. We won't be people who are afforded special minority status. We will be treated like second-class citizens at best, and in many ways will be treated much worse. And you can already see this happening in places where the Indigenous people are a minority. And Patriotic Alternative unashamedly stands against that demographic change. It stands against the replacement and displacement of the Indigenous people of these islands by people who have no rightful claim whatsoever to our lands. And we stand together as a professional, community-based group that wants to bring people together who are concerned about these issues and work to ensure that those people of these lands, the Indigenous people,
Okay, I'm going to stop now.
exercise.
Right, I'm going to cover up. You'll see my hand coming, so hold on. Here, hold on. Right, so that was Mark Collette. What Mark didn't say, and I'm speaking as an ex-member of a certain group, what Mark didn't say that there are certain religious groups that a central belief, a central tenet of their religion is that people that are not members of their religion are treated as, I mean, he did mention second class citizen, but he didn't go into details. But so I used to be a member of a certain religion, and it's a tenet of that religion that people who are not of that religion are second class citizens, and they have to pay tax to people who are of that religion. So as these religions grow stronger, uh, as more immigration happens in the UK and Europe, and if you look at, so I think Mark is true. For Indigenous Britons, for people who look like me and my ancestors, and people who look like Mark, Indigenous Britons, what Mark calls our people, the future isn't looking good at all. If you look in areas where the non-Indigenous Britons are based, if you look at their countries, and I'm aware I'm speaking coded language and I'm doing that for various reasons, but if you look at those countries and how they treat people that are not from their group and the crime rates, like I'll just then yeah, you just see that there's certain dynamics that's not looking good for us when people from these other cultures come into our land. If you look at the East End of London, the old Cockney stamping ground, which has now been overrun, taken over by predominantly Pakistani and Bangladeshi people. I have a friend who lives in Poplar. He looks like me. His family go back generations. He's an Indigenous British person. He doesn't go out at night because people that look like him in the East End of London in Poplar get attacked. They even get acid thrown in their faces just because they're Indigenous Britons. If you look at various parts of London, like South London, Brixton, Camberwell, Peckham, and if you look at how Indigenous Britons are treated, the crime they have to face, the muggings, the machete gangs in Birmingham and Leicester and Coventry, the signs are not looking good. So check out Mark Collette if you're interested in the future for Indigenous Britons, and if you think what you heard Mark saying is of interest, then I'll put a video link below, and there's a lot of saying and hope for the best but plan for the worst, and that's what Mark is doing. Mark is making wise plans, because all the experts say that as the years go by, Indigenous Britons are slowly being outbred, and we will be a minority in our own country. It's already happened in London, and it's happening in other towns, and it will happen up and down the line, up and down the country. I think by Mark says 2060. So thanks for watching. Watch the video below, and take care. Bye.